you choose to live with after 70 could change your life, or quietly chip away at your peace. That may sound dramatic, but ask anyone who's been there, and they'll nod. A quiet companion can soothe your soul. A cheerful helper can extend your life. But the wrong kind of person? They can make every day feel heavier, lonelier, and harder than it needs to be. Today, you'll hear wisdom from a 92-year-old elder and real-life stories that prove it's not about the size of your house, but the heart of the person who shares it with you. Stay with me, friend. What you'll learn in the next few minutes may just change how you think about aging and about home. The truth no one tells you. Welcome to Elderly Wellness Stories. I'm Scarlett, and if you're over 70 or love someone who is, this video is for you. Today, we're exploring a question that's more important than most seniors realize. Who should you live with after 70 to stay happy, healthy, and truly alive? This isn't just about affordability or safety. It's about dignity, companionship, and joy. I'll walk you through 5 kinds of people that seniors should consider living with, based on science, psychology, and lived experience. And along the way, I'll share heartwarming stories of seniors just like you, who found not just a roof over their heads, but peace in their hearts. So, grab your tea, get comfy, and let's begin. 1. The listener, someone who sees you. If you've ever sat at a dinner table where no one made eye contact with you, or shared a memory only to be met with a distracted, "That's nice," then you know how lonely it can feel to be unseen. That's why the first kind of person you should consider living with after 70 is the listener. Someone who doesn't just hear your voice, but listens with their heart. A 2022 study in geriatric psychology showed that seniors who feel heard are significantly less likely to develop depression and more likely to report satisfaction with daily life. Let me tell you about Paul. Paul is 78. A retired principal, he now lives with his youngest granddaughter and her husband. Every night after dinner, his granddaughter asks, "What's something you learned today, Grandpa?" Paul says it's the best question he's ever been asked. Not because of what he says, but because someone wants to hear it. Living with a listener isn't about talking all day. It's about being seen as someone who still matters. If you find a person who listens, not from obligation but from curiosity, cherish them. That kind of presence is rare and precious. 2. The encourager, someone who sees your spark. Many of us hear the same advice after 70. Take it easy. Don't overdo it. But too much of that turns into quiet dismissal. It says, "You're done now." That's why the second person you might consider living with is the encourager. The one who reminds you that your best self still exists, right now, not just in the past. Meet Irene. She's 84 and had stopped doing crossword puzzles after a long illness. Then her niece Heather moved in. Every morning, Heather would say, "I bet you can beat me at the puzzle today." It was playful, silly. But within weeks, Irene was smiling more, puzzling faster, laughing, engaged. Research shows that emotional energy is contagious. Living with someone optimistic and forward-focused can actually strengthen your immune system and reduce cognitive decline. Encouragers don't need to be loud. They just need to believe in you, even on days when you don't believe in yourself. 3. The quiet companion, someone who offers presence, not pressure. Not all connection comes from conversation. Sometimes it's about shared silence. That brings us to the third kind of person to consider, the quiet companion. Someone who's simply there, steady, peaceful, no demands, no expectations. Let me introduce you to Earl. He lost his wife of 51 years. For a while, he tried living alone, until he met Tom. Tom, a quiet neighbor, offered him a room after a minor fall. Every morning, they sit on the porch with their coffee. They barely speak, just birdsong and quiet company. And slowly, Earl began to feel whole again. Studies have found that seniors who live with emotionally calm people experience better sleep, reduced anxiety, and even better heart health. So if words exhaust you, find a person who offers presence without pressure. Because sometimes, the most healing sound is simply knowing you're not alone. 4. The practical helper. Someone who takes the load off. Here's the truth. After 70, you may need help in ways you didn't before. And that's not weakness. It's wisdom. That's where the practical helper comes in. The person who doesn't show love with hugs or poetry, but by changing your light bulb, or driving you to the doctor, or setting out your pills without being asked. Clara is 81 and lives alone in a quiet suburb. But 3 times a week, her niece Ellie drops by. She brings fresh groceries, checks the mail, fills the fridge. They don't always talk much, but Clara says Ellie's presence makes everything feel lighter. These small acts? They prevent falls, improve nutrition, reduce hospitalization. Living with someone who lightens your load means you can focus your energy on joy, not just survival. And that, my friend, adds years to your life. 5. The positive soul. Someone who sees the beauty in aging. Finally, the 5th kind of person that can transform your later years is the positive soul. Not someone who's fake happy or always cheerful, but someone who believes life is still beautiful, even when it hurts. Harold is 85. He's lost his wife, had cancer, uses a walker. But every morning, his longtime friend Benny brings him a joke. Nothing fancy, just a little chuckle and a warm presence. Harold says, "Even when my knees ache, my heart still smiles." Studies show that older adults who live around positive energy experience lower blood pressure, better immune function, slower cognitive decline. In a world that often focuses on what we've lost, the positive soul helps us remember what remains: hope, humor, humanity. Who makes you feel alive? So, who should you live with after 70? Not just someone available, not just someone related, but someone who makes you feel heard, safe, capable, supported, and above all, seen. Whether it's a granddaughter, an old friend, a kind neighbor, or even a fellow senior roommate. What matters most is mutual respect and emotional connection. Home is not the building. It's the person who says, "I see you. You matter." Thank you for spending this time with me today. If this video touched your heart, I'd be so grateful if you'd tap the like button, subscribe to Elderly Wellness Stories, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss more wisdom like this. Share this with someone you love, especially if they're over 70 and looking for peace. I'm Scarlett, and it's been a joy being with you. Until next time, remember, aging doesn't take your worth away. It reveals it.